Complete Wix e-commerce website tutorial for beginners. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys step by step on how you can get started with building your own e-commerce store using Wix. Now we all know Wix as one of the world's most popular drag and drop web builders, and Wix is not only a website builder, but it can be a tool that can help you in expanding your business online. Wix has all the basic capabilities that you're going to need to start building your own e-commerce website. So let's get started. However, keep in mind that if you're looking to use Wix as your e-commerce tool, you would have to upgrade to one of their business plans, because to start accepting payments, you need to have at least their basic core plan. So even if you're on the light plan, you're not able to process payments and you do need the core plan. Now let's get started. To get started, simply go into Products and then you can click on e-commerce to view their separate e-commerce page. From there, you can click on Create Your Store. Once you do that, you're going to start by signing up for Wix. Now, if you don't have a Wix account already, you can sign up with your email and a suitable password. I'm going to be signing up with Google just to make this process a bit quicker. And I'm just going to click on continue on my Google pop-up to get started with Wix. Now, once I've done that, I can proceed. After that, they're going to ask you a couple of onboarding questions, but I'm just going to skip these because they really don't make that large of an impact. And I'm going to set up without chat as well. Once I do that, we're going to answer these questions. So these questions I do like to answer. I'm going to answer what type of store it is. And just like that, our dashboard is going to be prepared. Now that our dashboard has started to get prepared, we can get started by entering our store name. So our store name is going to be, I'm going to decide on a store name. You can ask, AI tools as well on what you want to name your store. I think it's going to be called Vessa Steves. And then I'm going to click on continue. No, I'm just starting out and I have physical products that I am going to be selling. I do want to sell my products online. I don't, have marketplace or mobile apps or in-person selling. And then you're just going to click on continue to dashboard. Once you do that, you're going to see the second option is connecting your custom domain. However, this can be a larger process, so I like to skip this because finding your domain can be something you are going to do on other platforms. So we're going to focus on setting up payments and our basic Wix setup. You're going to click on over here and then you're going to allow and select your business location. Once you do that, you're going to select a payment option. You can click on manual payments as well as Wix payments to choose whichever type of payment you want. Let's say this is going to be cash payment, and then I'm going to add instructions. Adding instructions is a really important part of any type of manual payment. So for my instructions, I'm just going to add pay via cash on delivery of your products. And then I'm just going to click on connect. And just like that, we have set up our basic payment option. Now you can go back into home. Once you go back into home, you can move on towards your next step, which is going to be to proceed with your site setup. So we're going to go with our site setup. And after that, you can start adding products. Now, I personally do like to design my website before I add product or delivery, but if you want, you can do this first. So to start adding your products, you're going to click on Add Product over here. You can find all of your products under Catalog on the left. Now, not only does Wix allow you to add products, but it also allows you to add services. You guys can see it has created some default products. I'm going to select all of these together and then click on Delete. Once I click on Delete, I will have an empty catalog. Now I'm going to click on New Product and choose Physical Product. If you're selling a digital product, you can select Digital File. Once I have chosen my product, I'm going to add the product title. This is going to be my liquid lipstick, and then I'm going to click on Add Images. You can add both images and videos for better illustration of your product. I'm just going to go ahead and click on Upload Media, and you can upload directly from your device: Instagram, Facebook, Drive, Dropbox, Google Photos, Dribble, Link, or Vimeo as well. I'm just going to upload my files over here, and I think I'm going to go with a bulk upload right now, just to make this easier. So just like so, my images are being uploaded, and I'm just going to wait for my bulk upload to be completed. And this is now just loading up. No, and I'm just going to select this lipstick image and add this to my page. Now I have two variants of this, and I'm going to upload both images of those variants. So within this, I also have this dusky variant, and it's the same product. And then we can add a ribbon to this as well. So if it is a hot seller or a featured product, you can add that in the form of a ribbon. Now below that, you can add a description. Descriptions are really important to provide context and detail about your product, especially if it's not something that's very standardized. So if you have a unique product or a unique element within your product, you want to emphasize that in your description. You can also click on Generate AI Text. Once you click on Generate AI Text, you can go on ahead and add information about your product. So, a longwear matte liquid lipstick that lasts all day. And then I'm going to click on Create Text, and it's going to create our text for us. So let's just wait, and here we have our text. Now you can refine your results, regenerate this as well, and choose the tone as well. I'm just going to use this text as it is. Now, once we have our description ready, you can emphasize different parts of your description simply by selecting it like so, and then choosing bold, italic, underline, as well as altering the color, adding background color, hyperlinking, as well as using bullets and numbered lists. Below that, you can add additional information sections. These are really important if you have things such as materials or ingredients that you need to specify. Usually for makeup items, you do want to add a separate info section called ingredients. And after that, you're just going to add whatever your ingredients are, like so. I'm just adding these dots as placeholders. Now for clothing, you might want to add the clothing composition or materials. Below that, you're going to enter the price as well as whether or not your product is on sale. If it's on sale, you're going to check this option, and then you're going to add the number of discount, whether it's percentage based or price based. Then you can also show price per unit, which can help you in calculating your own profits. Now, below that, you have custom text fields where you can allow customers to personalize their products. So if you're offering features such as engravings or custom packaging, custom tags, then you can allow this type of text field. So if you want, you can allow this. If you do not offer this, you can remove this. It's not a necessary field, but it's a really amazing feature that Wix provides you built in. Even a lot of popular e-commerce tools do not have such detailed processes for adding products. Now below that we have inventory, so we can add the SKUs as well as shipping weights and statuses, and I want to track my inventory, and I have 2,000 units. And then after that, you can even create a subscription model. But I'm just going to click on save. And once I do that, my product has been created. Now it's going to give me different marketing options for our product, but we're just going to leave it and proceed back into our setup. So once we have added our payment method and added our product, it's time to set up shipping and delivery. So click on Setup Shipping over here. Once you click on Setup Shipping, you're going to choose your domestic and international shipping areas. So your domestic area is going to be the region you're present in. Not only can you use this tool to just set up your domestic shipping, but you can click on the AI tool on the top right or on this icon over here. And once you click on that, you're going to be able to use the AI assistant's help for setting up international shipping or even domestic shipping. So first off, we can click on the destination. I'm going to delete the international shipping region. And if you want to create region, just click on Create Region. I'm going to click on Add Rate, and we're going to choose what type of delivery method and rate I want to offer. So for this, I am going to set up basic shipping. This is going to be flat rate shipping, and this is going to be called standard shipping on checkout. The estimated delivery time is going to be 3 to 5 days, and the rate is going to be 100. Now you can offer customers free shipping when they purchase a certain amount. Let's say when someone purchases over 5,000 worth of inventory from me, then I offer them free shipping. Now I'm going to click on add rate. Now below that, you will even see the option where Wix is going to ask you if you want to set up this rate for each item separately. Usually this is for large items such as furniture items, which are going to cost you a lot. For small items, this is not going to be something you need to turn on. Once I've set up my shipping, I'm going to remove this free shipping option. And just like that, our next step has been completed. Now let's move forward and get started with designing our website. So you can click on Design Site over here to get started with one of the major components, which is going to be your website. Now you can continue with setup for now. You can generate a design or you can customize your template. I'm gonna continue, and I think I just want to go with a template instead. I'm gonna go back, and from here I'm going to pick a template. I do think that the AI tool is amazing, but I want to use some pre-built e-commerce templates because I know they're going to work. Now, if you find these templates to be overwhelming, you can simply click on blank template and get started with a blank template. This is what I prefer to do when I'm not trying to make my website very overwhelming and I want to opt for a simpler design. However, there are several amazing e-commerce templates that are ready to build. You can click on them and get started with editing. So I really like this one, and we have several different options even within e-commerce. Whether it's a fashion and clothing store, jewelry store, arts and crafts, home and decor, beauty and wellness, food and drinks, sports, electronics, kids, books, pets, or CBD. I'm going to go ahead and choose this template. We can click on view details before we pick our template to see what the entire template looks like and what are the main apps within this template. I think it looks pretty decent, so I'm going to click on edit this site to get started with editing this particular template. So we're just going to wait a couple of seconds for our Wix website editor to load up on our screen. And from there, we can get started with our editing. Now, the best part about using Wix is that it's so highly customizable that when you're building your site, the initial template can really be forgotten when you're building with your own imagination and you're trying to get your own ideas out there. Now, this is something I really recommend, which is the enhance your AI content. You can get personalized content across the entire template by updating the information with your details. So this includes the type of site, the name of the site, as well as some details about it. So this is going to be a makeup store, a makeup brand selling luxury makeup. We create cruelty-free products. We create vegan and cruelty-free products that makeup which is boosted by skincare ingredients and science. And it's called Vessa Steves. And now I'm just gonna click on generate site text, and this just customizes a lot of the default text that is present on websites, and I just find it to be really effective in setting up my websites quicker and making the entire process a whole lot easier and seamless. So from here, we're going to get started with customization. So now I'm going to click on the top right, zoom into 100%, and this is what it looks like. Now on the top, it has this announcement section where it says, enjoy free shipping on all orders. Obviously this does not apply, so I'm just going to press delete, and this will delete that section. Now on the top, it has a search bar and a member's login. So I'm going to move the login bar over here. And once I've moved the login bar, I'm going to delete the column from the top, and I'm just going to remove it all together and keep it as one singular header. Now on the left, I have a menu, and if you want to manage any of the items within the menu, click on Manage Menu, and then you will be able to see a pop-up from the left from your Pages section, which allows you to see all of the pages you have. Now, if you want to upload your logo, you can just remove this from here. Once you remove it, you're going to go into the Add Elements section, click on image and then click on upload images. From there, you can upload your own logo image. You don't have to necessarily use the text-based logo that you get. So I think I do have a logo for Vessa Steves that I have already created. Should find it somewhere here. And I'm just going to upload that logo and then click on add to page to add this to my page. And once I do that, I'm just going to have to resize it. And it's not very visible. I'm just going to click on overlapping items, see all header, and I just want my image, and I'm going to go into filters, and I'm just going to use rum red, darken, lighten. I'm going to place it over here. I'm going to resize this just so it's larger, and I'm going to center this. And we can see these purple lines, which are going to serve as a guide. And then I can choose the effect that I want to use to make my logo a bit more prominent and easy to view. I think opting for a white logo is going to be the best option here. Now below that, we have Discover Luxury Makeup Explore Now. So I don't like the Explore Now text. I'm going to click on Change Text and I'm going to write Buy Now. And instead of Discover Luxury Makeup, I want this to be a bit more specific to a new launch or something. And I want to move this up a bit. So now I'm going to click on the text and I'm going to write Get or Hydrate your lips or this summer. Or instead of hydrate, I'm going to write color your lips this summer. And ideally, I would make a background with my own images and my own lip products. Below that, it says our signature products, limited time offers. Now, this just has a product grid. To add your own product grid, if you want to do that, you can go into add elements. Then you can go into store, and then you can choose the type of product grid you want to add, whether it is a related product section, just a regular product, a slider, a product grid, a bestseller section, a product widget, and you can specify which product you want to display. Currently, I only have one, so it's only displaying that. Shop signature products. Now this is one page, so now we're going to go into pages and menus. And from here, we're going to go into our shop page. And once I go into my shop page, you guys can see all products. This is the category description. Now I'm going to remove this little description where it says, this is the category description. And you can do this within your product section. So this is our basic product section, and you want to provide more details. The better your details over there, the better it's going to look over here. So all products, one item. I'm going to go into settings. And once I go into settings, we have category name. I'm going to remove the description. You can add images as well. Total product count, name and price divider, add to cart buttons. I'm going to add to cart buttons. You can add product options as well, so different variants can be added. Then you have quick view buttons. Then we have settings, layouts, designs, how we want the entire product grid to be functioning. And then after that, if we go into pages, we can see we have a cart page, thank you page, and a side cart. And although basics of most websites are going to look like that, you might want to categorize your product for a better appeal. So we're going to click on save on the top right and just save with our free Wix domain. Once you do that, you're going to go back into your dashboard. Once you go back into your dashboard, you are going to go into your catalog, and under catalog, you will see categories. Once you click on categories over here, you're going to build different categories. So my first category would be lips, and I would add all of my lip-based products here. Now, add this category to your site. I'm going to click on add now. This will open up my original page. And then I'm going to add my second category, which is going to be called face. And I would add all the foundations or concealers within this. And I'm just going to wait for my site to be loaded up so that we can include these new collection pages. Usually I like to add these in the form of a drop-down menu. So instead of adding these pages separately. We're going to go into pages and menus on the left. Once we do that, this is setting up our category pages. Within our category pages, we would have lips. So we're going to add this category to our site. And we're going to create a new page for this category. And I'm just going to click on create page and our new page will be created. So I'm just waiting for our new page so that we can create the next one as well. Add this to your page. I'm just going to wait. And in your site menu, you can click on add new page directly or just go into store pages and then first click adding a shop page. Within that shop page, you can specify what that shop page is going to display. So it's going to create a blank shop page for you. Then you're going to change that, go into settings, go into name this lips, and then instead of displaying all products, you can display the lip products here. Now, once you do that, I'm going to remove the sale. And after removing the sale section from my basic navigation menu, I am going to click on add new page, not page, add new menu item, because we already created the page for lips. And it's going to add a dynamic page, and it's going to be a page. Which one? It's going to be the lips page. Click on done. And just like that, we have a new page added. Now I'm going to drop this down under shop, and then I'm going to move it towards the right. And then you guys will see it's going to function as a drop down under shop. So in our horizontal menu, instead of having lips, be present over there, if I move it here within our site menu like this, like so, it's going to be updated and then our drop down will be created, which is again just going to give you a better overall appearance for your Wix store. Now, once you've done that, you might want to proceed with using some other Wix applications to further enhance your store. So we're going to go into our home page on Wix. And usually when people are designing, stores, the first thing that comes to mind is just, your products and then your home page. But if you go ahead and go into add apps, there are actually other applications to better help build your store. This includes a bunch of marketing tools as well as other Wix applications. So if you're doing classes or if you're providing services, then you can add Wix bookings, and you can also add Wix pricing plans, Wix music, and other Wix applications for easier and seamless business operations. Now, once completed, you can click on save on the top right, and we have our free Wix domain. Now, we're going to go back into our dashboard to explore some of our final features. So we have now created the basics of our website. Now it's time for custom domains. So if you don't have a domain already, you can go into Steve's and just type in whatever your domain name or business name is, and then click on Let's Start. Once you click on Let's Start, you guys can see this is available, so I can click on Make It Yours, and you can get the domain for free with a premium plan or buy the domain only. Keep in mind that the free domain is only going to be for the first year. After that, you would have to pay whatever renewal fees Wix has. And then you can click on continue. Once you do that, you will see the price of the domain. So for a 1-year subscription, it's almost $20. For 2 years, it's $18, $3, $17. And for $10, it's going to be only $15 per year. But I'm not actually purchasing a domain right now. I'm just showing you guys how you can do so. However, if you already have a domain, so whatever your domain is, let's say I already have a domain with GoDaddy, so I'm just going to view that. I think it's spencer.site. And what this will do is that this will actually detect that this domain is taken. And what it's going to do is that it's going to ask you, is this yours? So you're just going to say, yes, it's mine. Then you do have to upgrade to a premium plan on Wix to connect your domain. But you're able to connect to any type of domain name provider. It doesn't matter what domain name provider you have. Now, once your website is fully functional, you're going to see your basic dashboard far more often, Because in your basic dashboard, you're going to find your invoices, price codes, proposals, and then your sales. So if you click on orders over here, you would see all of the orders that you're going to receive under the orders tab. Then you will have a separate section for payments and then analytics as well. And for any successful e-commerce website, whether you're building on Wix or Shopify or any other e-commerce tool, you need a strong marketing suite, which Wix has. If you scroll down and then click on customers and leads, you can get started by including contacts and using Wix forms to start building your own registration forms to collect emails from your customers. And you can even build loyalty programs all within Wix. You don't have to go to another third-party application. Now, if you want to get started with Google Ads, you can go into marketing and get started with those. You even have Facebook and Instagram ads, so if you're doing advertising on Meta, and you have email marketing, social media marketing, and referral programs and discounts. Now, all of this does come at a pretty decent price. I wouldn't say it's a hefty price. I think for the features that Wix provides, the pricing is pretty normal. You guys can often draw comparisons between Wix and Shopify, but there are major differences. Wix has a lot of different capabilities, and it can do a lot more for you, especially if you're diversifying. So, if you want to get started with e-commerce with Wix, you can get started with their core plan. Now, the core plan is $29, but I highly recommend the business plan at $39, which gives you a lot more liberty. And the business plan has standard marketing suite features. Not only that, but it also allows you to add upwards of 10 collaborators, so 10 of your staff members can be added. And you're able to accept payments and you can automate sales tax on over 100 transactions every month. Not only that, but you can add upwards of 50,000 products, and you can also get started with dropshipping by model list and import over 250 products. You can explore their entire feature detail and breakdown of all the features each plan has under Wix plans. I hope you guys found today's video helpful and you're able to get started with building your own e-commerce website using Wix. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or queries, you guys can leave those in the comments down below. I would love to know what you guys have to say.